It was a stormy night, the wind howling like a lamenting spirit outside the creaking walls of the old Victorian mansion. As a lover of the supernatural, I found myself intrigued by the rumors of a spiritual gathering being conducted within the eerie confines of the mansion. Being a paranormal investigator, my curiosity got the better of me, and despite the warnings of locals, I decided to attend the event. Upon entering, I was greeted by a mysterious woman named Madame Cassandra, who claimed to have a unique gift, the ability to communicate with the spirit world. The room was dimly lit, and candles flickered as if anticipating the presence of restless souls. Madame Cassandra began the gathering, and the room fell into an eerie silence. We joined hands around a wooden table, and she called out to the spirits with a haunting chant. At first, I thought it was all theatrics, until a cold breeze swept through the room, and the table seemed to move on its own. An air of unease settled upon us as strange sounds echoed through the walls. Suddenly, the candles flickered wildly, casting eerie shadows upon the faces of the participants. Madame Cassandra's eyes glazed over, and her voice took on an otherworldly tone. "Is there anyone here who wishes to communicate?" she asked, her gaze fixed on an empty corner of the room. A hushed silence filled the air, broken only by the distant sound of thunder. Just as I began to doubt the authenticity of the spiritual gathering, the room grew icy cold, and an ethereal figure emerged from the shadows. My heart raced as the apparition materialized before us, a woman in tattered white, her face a mask of sorrow. Her eyes locked with mine, and a chill shot down my spine. She seemed to beckon me closer, her spectral presence overwhelming. Before I could react, Madame Cassandra called out to the spirit, seeking answers to her restless existence. With a voice that seemed to echo from beyond the grave, the ghostly figure spoke. She had been wronged in life, and her soul was trapped between the realms, seeking solace and justice. As the gathering continued, the atmosphere grew more charged with each passing moment. The spirit seemed to grow restless, and the candles flickered erratically. I felt a heaviness in the air, as if unseen eyes were watching me. In the midst of the spiritual gathering, a sudden gust of wind blew open a hidden compartment in the wall, revealing a hidden journal. Madame Cassandra's eyes widened with astonishment, and she realized that the journal belonged to the tormented spirit before us. The journal told a haunting tale of betrayal and deceit, revealing the circumstances that led to the woman's tragic demise. As we read her anguished words, her ghostly presence intensified, as if reliving her agony. Determined to help the spirit find peace, Madame Cassandra channeled her energy and began a ritual to guide her to the afterlife. But as the ritual unfolded, an ominous force seemed to rise from the depths of the spiritual gathering, threatening to engulf us all. In a desperate bid to protect ourselves, we closed the gathering, but the spirit's energy lingered, leaving an eerie residue in the room. The mansion's walls seemed to whisper secrets, and the apparition's face haunted my thoughts. Days passed, but I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was being watched. Strange occurrences plagued me, objects moving on their own, faint whispers in the dead of night, and a presence that seemed to follow me wherever I went. One night when I was sleeping, I woke up in the middle of the night only to see a shadow standing next to my wardrobe. Seeking closure, I returned to the mansion to lay the ghostly spirit to rest once and for all. Armed with sage and ancient rituals, we cleansed the space, offering peace and forgiveness to the tormented soul. As the ritual concluded, a sense of tranquility settled upon the mansion. The spirit had found her peace, and the malevolent presence had dissipated into the ether. Yet, as I left the mansion, I couldn't help but wonder about the thin veil that separates our world from the spirit realm. The spiritual gathering had opened my eyes to the mysteries of the unknown, forever changing my perception of the supernatural.